Hi everyone, this is a Bitesize Algebra video for substituting, solving and simplifying. This is the third and final part of a three-part series on this particular topic. There are earlier videos where I go over some of the basic rules involved with this, some of the methods, and explaining why we do things in the order that we do them in. So with it being the third part of this series, I'm not going to repeat those again. If you want to go back and check those first, that's perfectly fine. Bearing that in mind, we're going to be jumping straight in here. So if there's something that doesn't quite make sense to you, you might find those earlier videos useful. So having a look at solving the equations. So this first one here, we've got 2x plus 10 equals 29. So I always like to do things in a step-by-step fashion. So the first thing we're going to do is try and isolate the x's. So we're just going to try and keep this 2x on its own. And if I was going to do that, I would have to get rid of this plus 10 here. And I could do that by taking away 10. So because I take away 10 here, I also need to do it this side as well. So our 2x would be 29 minus 10, which equals 19. And then on our next line here, we want to get x on its own, and that's half as much. We've divided by 2 here, so we'd have to do the same on the other side. So 19 divided by 2 would give us 9.5. Moving on to our next question. We've got 5x minus 4 equals 8 minus x. So the first thing I want to try and do is get this 5x on its own. So I'm going to have 5x equals, and to do that I would have had to have added 4 here to get rid of this minus 4. So if I add 4 to this side, I also need to add 4 to this side, so that would be 8 plus 4. So that gives us 12, and that minus x is still there. So to further balance this out, what I can do, is I would also need to get rid of the x on this side, this negative x here, and I can do that by adding an x on this side. So if I add an x this side, I would also need to add an x this side. So 5x plus x equals 6x. And the 12 stays where it is. And finally, for that one, if we want x on its own, I've divided by 6 there to get from 6x to x. So we're going to do 12 divided by 6 as well. 12 divided by 6 equals 2. That's that one done. Moving on, we're looking at a simplified question. So with the simplified question, we're just gathering like terms together. So gathering like terms, as I say, I've covered that in an earlier video. So feel free to have a look at that first if you like. But we're just going to have a little wander through it. So we're going to get our 5p here. And we've got plus 2p here. So 5p plus 2p equals 7, lots of p. We've then got a plus or minus q's depending on how many we've got. So we're starting off with a positive 2q. So we've got plus 2q minus q. So that's 2q minus q equals 1q. So we're just going to have minus q there, like that. Finally, we're looking at multiplying out this bracket here. So when we multiply out brackets, because the 4 in the bracket, there's nothing in between them there, we just assume that it's a multiplication. So we have to times 4 by everything that's inside of this bracket. So when we're doing that, it's fairly simple. We just say 4 times r. So 4r is what that gives us. And 4 times minus 3 gives us minus 12. That's the end of this section. If you have any questions at all, feel free to get in touch with me either on Teams, via email or via your tutors, and I hope to catch up with you soon. Bye for now.